Hey guys, Mike here, and today we're going to be doing a suspension upgrade to the 2021 Honda Talon Live Valve 2-seater. So what we're actually going to be doing today is replacing the shock reservoir caps. So I'm not sure if this one has been leaking out or not, but either way, we're going to go ahead and switch to the JC Racing Schrader style. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is clean off the caps, the stock caps. They're pretty dirty from the last time we were riding. So this is actually the part I'm pretty excited about. So we've got an actual gauge so we can see what the stock pressure was in these. So the front passenger has 100 psi. So the rear driver's side is right about 100 too. It's a little bit over 100. Rear passenger side, just over 100 as well. Okay. The front driver's side is right at 100 too. So both the fronts are just shy of 100 and both the rears are just over 100, just slightly, by maybe like less than 5 pounds. So I don't know, I think it's pretty safe to say that they haven't leaked off any yet. And I think it's safe to say that that's what Fox is sending them out at, is right at about 100 psi. All right, my buddy Curtis just got here with his Live Valve 4-seater, so we're gonna take a look at his shocks too and see what the air pressure's set at. We're also gonna be replacing his caps as well. So the rear's just over 125. The rear passenger, the rear driver's the same, just over, well, about 130, I would say. Front driver's 100. And front passenger's just under 100. Well, I think it's safe to say on the 4-seater Live Valves that they run at about 100 up front and about 130 in the rears. They're all really close in numbers, so unless they happen to be leaking at the exact same rate, which I find pretty unlikely, I would say that's probably about where Fox sends them out. Okay, so once you get the air out, these caps will actually push up a little bit. And then it's got a ring inside of here. That you pull out just with a little pry tool. So once the ring's out, then you can pull the actual cap itself out. So you can see that it just has this rubberized area that you fill from. So from stock, they just stick a needle in there, just like the one I used, and that's how they fill the reservoir. So the new ones will actually have a Schrader valve that'll give it a better seal. From here, all we're gonna do, now that the stock cap's out, I just want to give it a little bit of a wipe down because it does kind of have some gunk in there. Gonna make sure that the new cap is nice and clean, and then we're gonna oil the O-ring here, and then she just slides back in. We'll push her up. Then all we have to do is put on the retaining ring. We'll pull it back down and make sure everything's set correctly, and on to filling it. The Schrader valves are recessed in there pretty good, so it is kind of hard to fill up. So they give you the option of getting the filler tool, this little guy right here, and basically all it is an extension. So now we'll go ahead and hook it up to our gas and fill them up. All right, just a real quick recap of kind of what we found out today. So the 1000R live valve was sitting right about 100 all the way around all four corners. So I think it's pretty safe to say that that's what they put the 1000Rs at, is 100 psi per corner. The 4-seater live valve was 100 up front, 130 in the rear, identical side to side. So again, I'm thinking that's about what factory sets them at, 100 up front, 130 in the rear. That's a little bit light just based on the research I've done. So we're gonna run 180 all four corners on all the machines. So that way we make sure that we have plenty of pressure in the canister. We're not getting the air bubbles that move up and down. We won't get the overheating.
Essentially, even if whoever assembles the shock doesn't do it properly, you can get away with an improperly assembled shock if you run enough gas pressure. Once the gas pressure lowers past the threshold of cavitation, the shock will literally cavitate. You can see. Right now it's working perfect. All right? I'm going to go and drop this thing past that threshold of cavitation. And all of a sudden we start cavitating the oil. Now on a real road race bike or a motocross bike or anything like that, this is going to be violent because of the velocity it sees. But we're going to go and charge it back up, and it pressurizes the system, compresses the molecules, and everything's good again. Now we're moving at 2.5 inches a second. A road race bike will see about, on a max, about 10 inches a second. If you run off the track, hit a curb, hit a pothole, you'll see 20. If you cavitate a shock and it's in that condition where it's actually cavitating, and you run over something at that velocity, you'll literally bend, break, and water jet shims completely. And that cavitation that we see here is so significant under higher velocities, higher gas pressure, or higher damping force, that this cavitation will literally be a void of air this big inside the oil. And when your shock goes to return the other direction, it'll pass through that void, smack into the oil, and then it feels really harsh. And it all happens so fast you really don't even know what's going on. And most people would tell me, oh, the shock feels too soft, that it's bottomed out. That's not the problem. Now it's done. Of course.
One of the main reasons I wanted to do this was because I had made a comment a couple times that I didn't notice a big difference between the live valve and the non-live valve. And so a lot of the Facebook mechanics, of course, got on there saying that there's something wrong with my shocks, I'm leaking nitrogen, and it turns out I don't think that's the case. I'm thinking that it may just be that it needs more nitrogen, so we're gonna see if that kind of corrects the problem and kind of go from there. Anyway, that's where we're at now, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe because we've got a lot of cool things coming up real quickly that you're going to want to be a part of. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.